Welcome back, boys. If you haven't heard the story about how Mackenzie Weegar got pranked so bad he almost whacked his own teammate, you gotta stop what you're doing, grab a beer, grab a snack, and relax while I tell you the story of one of the most hilarious pranks in NHL history. Our story begins in July of 2019 when the Florida Panthers decided to sign free agent Noel Acciari. And this was a significant signing, not just because Acciari was going to add some well-needed depth to the Panthers lineup, but because that most recent season, Acciari actually fought one of the Panthers defensemen twice, and that defenseman was Mackenzie Weegar. And I mean, it's not the biggest deal, like this is hockey, it's the NHL, people scrap, but considering Weegar's not really a fighter, and he fought this Acciari guy twice in the past season, it was just kind of funny that now this guy was about to be his new teammate. So Weegar finds out the news and he's like, cool, okay, it'll be interesting to actually get to meet and play alongside this guy I scrapped. And out of nowhere, he ends up getting a text from an unknown number. And it reads, "Hey Weegs, Noel Acciari here. Super psyched to play with you. Any chance I can get number 52? I mean, I did beat your ass last year. Ha." So Weegar opens his phone and reads this and he's just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what a text to send. But, you know, depending on the kind of guy Acciari is and his personality, this just might be his way of joking around, you know, coming in hot with a new teammate. So Weegar writes back, "Acciari, what's up, bro? Can't wait to play with you too. Happy I don't gotta fight you either. Ha 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 ha." So Acciari comes back with, "So what about the number?" Because, you know, Weegar never answered that question. He assumed that he was joking. He assumed there was no way he was actually being serious, right? When all of a sudden, Acciari sends another text that reads, "I make way more money than you, so I should get the number." So Weegar's reading this, and at this point, he's probably like, you know, what the fuck, man? Like, it doesn't sound like this guy's joking. Like, what a dick sort of thing. And so Weegar just replies, "Haha, what?" Which, basically, if you get that text, that's kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about, bud? If you get a text that says, "Ha what?" the person's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So Acciari comes back with, "I make more iron than you, so I should get to wear 52 over you. We can still be friends." And now Weegar's just fucking dumbfounded now. Not just that the guy's asking for his number, but the way he's doing it. Like, Weegar, I'm assuming, is just absolutely fucking perplexed. And so he actually ends up texting Keith Yandle, who's a veteran on the team, for some advice on how to handle the situation. Because, you know, Weegar's only been in the league for 2 years, and he doesn't fucking know, like, maybe this is just how it works. So he texts Yandle, and he says, "Hey, Yans, if a guy makes more money than you, does that mean you have to give up your hockey number to him? LOL." And Yandle replies, "Usually depends on how many games played. Why?" So Weegar now just sends back Yandle the whole screenshot of his conversation with Acciari, and he writes under it, "I'm choked, dude." So Yans responds, "Fuck, well, who's played more games?" So Weegar responds to Yandle, "I mean, he has played more games than me, which is fine, but to ask me like that, man, no respect." Actually kind of rattled. It's not like he's a superstar. So you can tell that Weegar's just totally bummed out. This dude who he scrapped bursts onto the scene and is just trying to hijack his number like a total douche. So he's pissed, and who wouldn't be? So Yandle responds to this, "Ha ha ha ha, that's fucking incredible. Be like, hey, money bags, you gotta buy me a watch or something." So Weegar's like, okay. He sends that to Acciari. He's like, "Hey, you gotta buy me a watch." And Acciari replies, "All right, sounds good. Nice doing business with you. See you at training camp." And so they broker the deal, and, you know, it's done. And Weegar's not happy, but, you know, from his perspective, he's not a veteran. He doesn't know exactly how things work, and if this is how it works, then whatever, he can have my number. Even if he's being a total dick about it, whatever, he can have the number. So Weegar just kind of stews on this for a while and, you know, goes about his day, when all of a sudden he realizes, wait a fucking minute, this guy doesn't even wear 52, he wears 55. So he looks it up, and yup, Achari wears 55. That's what he wore last year in Boston. So he texts Achari back, wait a sec, don't you wear 55? And Achari replies, not anymore, 52 now. Sorry, bud. Probably time for a change for you anyway. So now Weegar's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, this dickhead's changing his number just so that he can take my number? Like, that's bullshit. And so Weegar texts back again. Ha 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 ha. Round 3 at training camp. And Achari replies, yeah, I'll beat your ass again. Get in line, pal. Sign a free agent deal like me, and then you can pick your number. So at this point, Weegar's just thinking either this guy's a complete piece of shit or I'm just being fucked with. So he kind of stews on this again for a few days, pretty pissed, pretty confused, and eventually he figures out that in fact the person he was texting the whole time was not Noel Achari, but Keith Yandle's buddy Foles, and it was Keith who orchestrated this entire prank. So the whole time Keith is giving Weegar advice, him and Foles are absolutely dying laughing on the other end at the young Weegar, who's completely dumbfounded that this new signing would take his number in such a douchebag way. And that is the story of how Keith Yandle pranked the shit out of Mackenzie Weegar. Shout out to Spit and Chicklets. This is where we found the story today. You can go find it right here if you want to listen to it right from Whitney. If you guys have any stories from your personal hockey careers or stories you've listened to on podcasts from the past or articles you've read or even rumors that you want us to cover and make a little mini documentary on it like this, drop it in the comments, boys, because the hardest part about these videos is trying to figure out what the fuck to cover, okay? So if you can help me out with that, it would be awesome. Now, on another note, please subscribe to the fucking channel, boys, because it really helps us, and if you don't do that, I don't want to keep fucking making these, okay? So hit the subscribe button. It takes you 3 seconds or whatever, and it really means a lot to us. Thanks for watching the whole video. Until next time, fellas.